It's time to go to work. Let's do this.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, I gotta pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
They ain't ready.
Go out at night, I lock the doors real tight. People call me on the
Mr.
phone,
Producer.
trying to avoid, but can the people on TV see me, or am I just paranoid? When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair, 'cause when I open my eyes, I might find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, people say I'm touched, but maybe showers remind me of psycho too much. That's right, I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I
What
have
am
no
I like?
privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's
Where's my camera?
watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream?
Now that's more like it. Now, action.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Welcome to the world's most dangerous podcast, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray.
Somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again here on another glorious Tuesday night. And as you just saw on the picture, as we came into view, we have lost a Miss Dolly Parton. Ladies and gentlemen, she was 80 years old, and apparently we had just got a late word that she passed away from cancer. So everybody out there, let's keep Dolly Parton's name and her family's in our hearts. And say a prayer for Dolly and her family tonight, man. Hey, what's up, Chad? What's up, Jesse? Everybody out there that's watching the show. But we had to do that because, hey, man, Dolly Parton was one of the good ones, man. She was one of the good ones. And not only that, man, do you know that Dolly Parton, man, what I really admired about her is her philanthropy, that she gave back. She was one of the people that gave back, especially to kids, and started so many foundations and things of that nature. And that's what I really admire about Dolly Parton, man. And she was, who didn't love Dolly Parton, man? Golly. I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Dolly Parton. She always had that bubbly mentality when she walked in the room here, man. From I don't know how many years ago when we first started noticing Dolly Parton, man. I mean, what can you say about her, brother? She was truly, truly one of the angels of the entertainment business, and she will be missed. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a good show for you tonight. Brother, we got a few things to talk about. And guys, you guys don't know, last night, let me start with this before we start the show. Last night, I did the podcast, The Cat's Corner.
Oh my God!
With Ernest the Cat Miller. Had to go on and do a little edification. And
Wait,
just
what?
because of that, yeah, man, just because of that, I'm going to have the cat on this show. Yes. Yeah. We're going to do that. Hey, buddy. And I don't know when. I'm setting it up right now, but we're going to have him on the show, man. And we might do a main event show with him. We might do a main event show with him. But ladies and gentlemen, it was my birthday over the weekend, and I appreciate all of the wishes. I appreciate everybody reaching out to old Ray Dog to wish him a happy birthday. I really appreciate that, man. But that was a part of my weekend. But now the weekend is over, and we got to get down to the real nitty gritty in this here city. Y'all digging it? Y'all digging it? Now, I'll tell you what I went through this weekend. I'm going to tell you a little bit more in a minute. But let's get Mr. Producer out here and see what he's been up to over the weekend. Mr. Producer, are you out there?
Here's Mr. Producer.
I'm here, Stevie. I'm here, man.
There he is. Brother, what's going on, man? We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, man, I think I'm still hungover from this weekend, man. We partied a little too hard, if you know what I mean.
I hear you, man. What's up, Lester? What's up, Chad? Hey, man. Did I tell you last night that I did the Cat's Corner podcast?
Yeah, you told me, and I saw it. I saw Tim and that other guy on the big screen, but man, it had no match to Stevie Ray and old Ray Dog coming in with his vast knowledge.
I appreciate that, Mr. Producer. Mr. Producer, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Is the world going crazy, or is the world going crazy? Or is it just me seeing things from a more inverted way? What do you think it is?
I think I need more therapy after everything I saw within the past 24 hours, Steve, especially with our first story of the night.
Okay, what is our first story of the night?
The owner of the 49ers, Steve, Jed York, was arrested over the weekend in Ohio with misdemeanor charges of engaging with prostitution and disorderly conduct, Steve, with criminal tools, might I add.
You know what, Mr. Producer? As long as I live, I do not, certain things I just don't understand. But at the end of the day, Mr. Producer, do you know I was on the road back in the day, 280, 300 days a year. Do you know that, Mr. Producer? I've told you about some of the some of the road stories that I had to go through. I told you about that. Mr. Producer, do you know not one single solitary time in my life I have not engaged with anyone with all of my years on the road? I've never sought a lady of the night.
Really? Man, that makes
you sound surprised.
Yes, I'm surprised because, well, I don't like to dive into my past, Steve, but yeah, I mean, I've dived in a time or two, but just to let you know, Jed York did pay a hefty $140 with this alleged female in a trailer park, very romantic, might I add, and in Cleveland, to be able to share the night. But what you didn't realize, Steve, this was an undercover cop the entire
An
time.
undercover cop, man. $140 seeking an enchanted moment. And then it turns out to be Mr. Jeb York. It turns out to be a police officer. How desperate are you? How does a man get into a position of that status on the San Francisco 49ers, one of the top teams, organizers, one of the top organized teams in the NFL for many, many years? And now you out trying to pick up a floozy of the night, brother.
In a trailer park.
Now I don't have anything. I don't have anything against him. I'm trying to figure out geographically why does that make a difference? What do you mean against a trailer park? What's wrong with that?
Man,
What's wrong?
man, what? I mean, I would understand if it was like at a Motel 6, you know, shout out Motel 6.
Okay, which could have been right down the road. You have no idea. You wasn't there. They could have walked to the Motel 6. Could have been right down the road. I don't know. Who knows what was going through this man's mind? I'm just being honest.
Well,
He had to take
all I
shelter.
know, Steve,
He had to be thinking about taking shelter somewhere. Wouldn't you think so?
well, like you said, I mean, he put himself in a position. I mean, I feel like he was trying to put himself in many positions that night. But you know, we
Yeah,
have
for
a comment here.
$140.
Yeah, for
Okay.
$140. We have a
I don't
we
understand.
have a
Okay, wait a
comment.
minute. Before you go to the comment, wait a minute. Before you go to the comment, is there any news why he didn't go to $150 instead of $140? Do you have any news on that?
Yes, I actually do, Steve. It was apparently that day
Okay.
that he kept messaging the undercover cop, not one, not twice, but 3 times, asking for a price range, and the police officer undercover just gave him the number of $140, the same price that was discreetly, might I add, discreetly listed on the Craigslist ad at that time. That is how they lured people in. It was a massive, no pun intended, it was a massive load of investigation and a bust that was occurring in the trailer park. So they not only got him, they got other citizens as well in the park, might I add.
Okay, let's break this down. Why a man of this stature, if you have a position like that with the San Francisco 49ers, you're making a lot of money. The only thing I can say about this mindset, that this man is used to being these kind of lewd and lascivious type acts with people like this. You can't be that lonely. You can't be unless you like this kind of atmosphere, brother. You are talking to a man right now that has never engaged in that kind of conduct. But you are also talking to a man right now that know many people that have. Okay? Why? I don't know. But I'm never that lonely. Okay? A lot of people are. And it is what it is. But there are time and places that you got to pick and choose. Why he chose this, I have no idea. Now, I want to see all the media going to talk about this the same way they talk about the players or the coaches when they get caught up in these same type of situations. That is what I'm going to be looking for. Because at the end of the day, by the mere fact that you're in a trailer park and get caught up in a sting operation, something is very, very wrong with you. Very, very wrong with you. And at the end of the day, Mr. York, you put yourself in this position.
Not to add
just
fuel
like
to the fire, Steve, but he does have a wife and 2 children, a 3-year-old and
I
a
know that.
5-year-old.
I know that. Those are the kind of guys that get caught up in this. Oh, please. Oh, please don't tell my wife. Wait, seeing the videos. Oh, no. I got to call someone to get me out of jail. Well, this is what I'm going to add, though. This is what I'm going to add. You know what I'm saying? Please don't call my wife. I have 2 kids. Like the police officers really give a damn. This is, brother, if you got call girl money, why are you in the trailer park? Will somebody please answer that for me? If you got call girl money, what you doing in the trailer park?
Well, Steve, that fits right into the comment because we have a comment here from Bethany. What happens in the trailer park stays in the trailer park.
Well, apparently not. Because what happened in the trailer park is all over the news. Brother, if you drive a Mercedes Benz, you act like you drive a Mercedes Benz. The big body, like old Ray Dog used to drive. I've always had the big body. You know why? Because I'm a big dog. And a big dog drives a big car. So when you see me coming, people go, that's a somebody. You're not going to see me over at the trailer park on the east side of town. Where the cat comes home one day, cats come home, and he goes to his house, and guess what? The house is gone, and the cat is looking around like, hey, wait a minute. I know my house was right here. Now it's nothing here but worms and dirt. That's what happens at trailer parks.
But that's very different from the car that you're talking about is very different from the reactions I get with my white Bronco, I might add, Steve.
Well, I don't have a Mercedes anymore. You know, I have a BMW now. Well, this is my 3rd BMW, but I have the 2-door coupe because, you know, hey, I'm at home now. I don't really have to drive very much anymore. So I don't have family. I don't have my 2 dogs and cat. So I don't have all these people living in the house with me anymore. So I'm just one guy now. So I don't have to be like that anymore. But be that as it may, I'm talking about him. Brother, when you make big dog money, you act big dog. You don't go to the slums, bro. That's just like back in the day, you see the little white kids going to the hood to try to buy crack. You could have bought crack from your own damn people. And then you get caught up in a sting because you've been watching too much television. The hell out of here. You can afford cocaine. I'm not saying go and buy cocaine, but you can afford it.
Well, Steve.
Stay in your place.
Might I add?
Go ahead.
Might I add to that? Because he did spend the night in jail. He bonded out 24 hours later when he pleaded guilty, and at the same time gave a bond of $5,000. But it gets even worse because the NFL is only going to fine him $1,500. What are your thoughts on this, Steve?
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest about this. Let's break it down. Okay, the man solicited an undercover officer. Okay. But when his lawyers get a hold to it, who knows how they might turn it around. It could have been entrapment. It could have been entrapment. I've had people come up to me and try to entrap a Ray Dog. I don't know if they were police officers or not, but everybody that comes to me that's a woman in certain situations like that, of which I've been in different cities all over this country, as far as I'm concerned, though, because I grew up around a lot of things of which I don't really talk about. So, as far as I'm concerned, every woman out there that comes up and says, "Hey, big boy, you want to have some fun?" You should be leery. The first thing you ask, this is not funny, Mr. Producer. This is not funny. You're laughing. I'm trying to tell you the real deal. You're laughing.
I'll be
The first
professional.
thing
I'm
that
sorry.
you ask, yeah. Don't be laughing, bro. The first thing you should ask is, are you a cop? Because if you ask, are you a cop, they have to tell you yes or no. And if they don't tell you that, "Oh no, I'm not a cop. I just play one because I stayed at the Holiday Inn." If they do that, that's a cop. You dig? And if you ask her how much, if it's over $50, keep going. 140, he got ripped off at the trailer park. Now, I'm not telling nobody what to do with their money or anything like that. I'm just trying to help the man out. And if he ever gets in another situation like that, or if anybody out there is watching this show, I'm trying to help you out too. And you got to realize, when you work in the big time, brother, you party in the big time. You see what I'm saying? You get on the phone or you get online. Well, firstly, I didn't even know Craigslist was still in existence. Craigslist is still in existence?
Oh, yes.
And you went to Craigslist, you should have gotten arrested. You should have got arrested for being a numbskull. Because if dumb was a crime, he'd be in Sing Sing with that stupidity. Craigslist, of all places to go, Craigslist. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. There are plenty of people in the league. This man must be a novice in the league. There are plenty of people, hundreds of executives, thousands of executives that's got a litany of different places that they go to. That's how they roll. You remember the owner.
There's better options, Steve.
You remember.
There's better options. And it's Mr. Producer.
Well, you
remember options, Steve.
Exactly. But do you remember Robert Kraft? Do you remember Robert Kraft down in Florida? The owner of the New England Patriots at the Jack Shack?
I think they have
You remember that?
I think they have a Facebook group together, Steve.
What I'm saying is, the place that Robert Kraft went to, and the cops came in and kicked the door in.
We need to be professional, Steve.
You know the Robert Kraft down there at the Asian Jack Shack. Okay, I'm
Hey,
laughing.
man,
Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, for
don't diss
laughing.
the Asian community. They're very versatile, man.
Hey, man, I'm not talking about them. I'm not. I'm just saying where he was. I ain't talking about the people. I'm just talking about where he was. The reason I'm bringing this up is
let's just say, Steve, before you continue, the Asians, they have nothing on the Koreans.
I don't know if it was Koreans, Vietnamese, Filipino. I don't know who was in there. I just know who was in there. You know, it could have been a Korean girl masquerading as a Chinese girl. I don't know what these people do, man. As a matter of fact, I knew a guy here who used to be one of my customers at my detail shop years ago who worked for a guy that owned a litany of those kind of places around Houston. He was one of my customers. And one day I put it on the news and they done Bunko Squad or whoever handles that now, then kicked every door in all over Houston and took him to jail.
Well,
okay.
all I know,
I'm just saying.
all I know, Steve, is if you're out there, if you're to the viewers out there, make sure you make good decisions because my God, this is one of the stupidest decisions I have ever seen in my life by an NFL owner.
Well, he's just the CEO. Is he just CEO? I don't think he's the owner, is he?
Yeah, yes, we can confirm he's the owner, Steve, of the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, okay. That makes it even worse. You see, owners get together at the meeting. See, they know, hey man, here go this. Let me give you my card. Let me give you this card right here. If you ever need some action, here you go. That's how they roll, brother. They don't go to the hood. They don't go to the trailer park. But if you don't know, you don't know. Some people grow up in so much affluency, they don't really know how things work. I'm going to go over here and check it out. Craigslist. Brother, Craigslist, nobody uses that anymore because every time you use it, you get caught up in one of these sting operations. But anyway, let's move on to our next subject.
Well, Steve,
that one
we have a lot to cover because, might I add, did you see on Saturday that the Cleveland Browns had a hell of a game, but they booed quarterback Deshaun Watson at the same time? It was yesterday that Deshaun was named starting QB. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Steve?
Well, I've been trying to tell people, I even said it on this show, I even said it to you in private and with a lot of people that I know. I have been telling people Deshaun Watson, before the season even started, Deshaun Watson was going to start. Do you remember me saying that?
Mm-hmm.
And people would come to me and go, well, Shadour's having a great year. Shadour's this, Shadour's that, this, that, and the other. I don't know this for a fact, but I do know that when Deshaun Watson, the Cleveland Browns signed Deshaun Watson to a contract a few years ago like no other. And if they was willing to give him $230 some odd million guaranteed, who knows what else Deshaun Watson has in his contract. Now, if I was a betting man, I honestly believe Deshaun Watson has in his contract, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just assuming, and I think it's a very good assumption. I think Deshaun Watson has in his contract, if I am on the team, I am going to be the starter until I lose my job. As you remember, a couple of years ago, not last year, but year before last, when Deshaun Watson was injured and Joe Flacco came in and led that team all the way to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Then the very next year, instead of having Joe Flacco as a backup, they got rid of him. And nobody knew why. Maybe that's because Deshaun Watson did not want that guy backing him up, and maybe the coaches didn't want that guy back, and maybe the owner didn't want him backing him up, and maybe the GM didn't want him backing him up because they let Joe Flacco go. And I'm like, wait a minute, this dude just got off the couch. He wasn't even in the NFL. I just came from fishing, okay, and get a phone call to come and play football, and I get out there and light it up. So with all that being said, with training camp under his belt, how good could he have been the next year? We don't know, because they let him go and he went to the Jets. And anybody that go to the Jets, that's just like a quarterback going to die 90% of the time. Have you ever seen elephants in the wild? You see a fleet of elephants. They're walking tail to tail. Maybe in Africa, maybe in India. Then all of a sudden, one of those elephants, he leaves the pack. And people can ask, where is he going? You know where he's going? He's going to die, and he knows it. And when somebody goes to the Jets, if it's a quarterback, he's going to die.
And Steve, I 100% agree with you. But when it comes to Deshaun Watson, after he was booed out of the arena, my God, he did have a temper tantrum, they're calling, because, let's just show the footage of what he had to say.
Okay.
No reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows, it has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that, and yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason, so I don't regret anything at all.
What are your thoughts on that, Steve? Because,
Well, firstly,
it's just, wow.
Firstly, let me sum this up. When a fan base, when a guy, just like he was talking about, when he got hurt, last time he was on that field, he tore his Achilles, and the fans started to cheer. That was some of the most disrespectful stuff I had ever seen in my life. Okay, when you are rooting for a person whose career could possibly be over, you hate him that much. But in the climate of today, it doesn't surprise me. In the climate of the last few years, it doesn't surprise me. And I don't care what city it is in the United States of America. I'm just talking about from a personal standpoint. I don't think you should ever, you might root for somebody if they pull the guy and put another guy in, but you don't root for somebody being hurt, man, because, you know, karma rather, is a mother. And what goes around comes around. Now, let's get to the situation of the day of what I was just talking about. I honestly think Deshaun has that in his contract, and I think it's out of the coach's hand. Now, watching Shador and Deshaun, I watched both games. I don't see a big difference between the two. I don't see a big difference between the two, because you have to realize something, Mr. Producer, and everybody out there that's listening. You have to realize something. This man's life has been skewed because of everything that he had to go through. With all of those women coming out of the woodworks, you know, these massage parlor girls that he was, I think he was on Craigslist also. Craigslist should be banned from the public, as far as I'm concerned, but then they'll come up with something else. But I think his was Instagram, which is just as worse. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get the top tier massages. Now, Mr. Producer, I used to get massages.
What about Facebook Marketplace, Steve? Facebook Marketplace, I've heard some
could have been on there too. I've never seeked this kind of service, but I'm quite sure it's everywhere. But be that as it may, I'm just saying, when your whole persona has been put out in front of the world, I think Deshaun Watson, he played right here in Houston. The guy was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. I think he went to a couple of Pro Bowls, led the league in passing one year. Deshaun Watson is the real deal. But I think everything that he's been dealing with starts right here.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to get over emotional scars when you know everybody is looking at you and wanting you to fail. It's hard to even go outside in a situation like that and be seen at the grocery store. What is the first thing that's going to pop up into somebody's mind? Oh, isn't he the one that had the 24 girls that came out and said he did lewd and lascivious things just because he wanted a little massage? That's what he's going to have to deal with on a daily basis, because that's the world we live in right now. So trying to get over those mental hurdles is why Deshaun Watson for the last couple of years has been atrocious on the field. But I think his contract is saving him. But the only thing that can save him right now, because the fans are against you, everything else is against you. If you go out there and do what the old Deshaun used to do and pull the trigger, you watch and see how everybody will go 360 or 180, whichever one you want to put it in, and they will be rooting for him. Because right now they want Shador in there so bad, and I don't think Shador is any better. My opinion, I don't think Shador is any better than Watson, if not worse.
I think when it comes to Shador, you know, I feel like it's being rushed when it comes to putting him on the field. And I feel, I'm not saying he can't handle the pressure of that, because he definitely can. He has shown it a time or two, a dozen last season. But I feel in order, if he wants to grow and be the player that everyone believes, it's gonna take time to able
I know
to
that.
grow.
I know that. That goes without saying. I'm not sure saying Shador Sanders is going to take a team to the playoffs or having a winning record or nothing like that. Most of this whole thing with Shador is built through social media. And because he's Deion Sanders' son. And you got so many people pulling for him. I'm not saying that I'm pulling against him. What I'm saying is, as far as not a rookie coach, but a new head coach is going to always go with a veteran before he goes with the young guy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in the football world, if the owner wanted him to start, if the GM wanted him to start, Shador Sanders would be starting right now. And I don't care if Vince Lombardi came back, he would still be starting right now, because he's not starting. That goes to show right there. Either the coaches think he's good for the job or his contract has to give him a chance to start. He has to lose his job on the field, not because of a few reps in preseason. No way. Because I honestly believe he's go ahead.
And speaking of reps, Steve, there was a big fight last week between a joint practice session between the Dallas Cowboys and New Orleans Saints, and I just want to show the footage of this fight for the viewers watching at home. Check it out between these two teams. I mean, what's your take on this, Steve? Because it didn't end there. It didn't end there because one of your former opponents, Scott Steiner, his son was even involved in this fight. Can we check it out? Look at this footage.
Let's check it out.
A thing or two.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Oh my God, Steve! Was that a German or an attempted German? I mean, I think it was a German,
that was an attempted belly to back suplex. But at the end of the day, let's be honest about they got fights within the teams. They have fights when they're scrimmaging somewhere else. Fights in the NFL goes on a daily basis. The only reason anybody in the news within itself is covering a scrimmage fight is because of the young man's name is Steiner, and he tried to pull a professional wrestling move in a fight. Go to show you right there, brother. When you're in a fight, don't try to do some pro wrestling move. Go to show you right there, because you might get your head knocked off. But be that as it may, I don't put a lot of credence into a bunch of guys that's passed on and ain't nobody hurting each other. I don't put a lot of credence into that. But he attempted a suplex, and if he had executed it very well, then I think that would have been a move that would live in infamy, and you would see it getting replayed over and over and over again. But unfortunately, we didn't see that. But hell, at least he got his name out there with the media.
Well, moving on, Steve, I think I have something that is of credence, and it's going to get your attention because we've talked about him here and there. James Harden, he has officially signed, Steve, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it is for $97 million. Can we get your thoughts on this, Steve? Because
I think that's a good move for James. That's a good move for James. I don't think it's a good move. I don't know if it's going to be a good move for Cleveland. We shall see. I think James Harden right now is he's not the James Harden of old, man. This guy can't even play defense anymore, but I think he can still score. And I think another year with Donovan Mitchell might, swing things a little bit. So I think we should just wait and see. I'm glad he got paid. I've always been a big fan of James. And I hope it works out for him. And they thought he was going to be good enough to make this team go over the hump next year. And hey, let's sit back.
Well, Steve.
That's about all I got to say on it.
Now that we've established that, I want to get to something serious. I brought it up last week.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on a second. Somebody said something about the Dallas Cowboys. Did you read that?
What was that?
And they said something about Joe Milton coaching and all of these different things. I want to know, whoever just said that, why are you talking about Joe Milton, who is going to be a backup? I don't even know why nobody talking about it. Dak Prescott gets paid, what, $55 million a year? I like John. Then he had that, we're back. Okay. He had that bad knee injury, and then now he's on Dallas team, and Joe can play. He always could play. I wanted the Steelers to draft this kid, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't. So I don't think, how is Joe Milton and the Dallas Cowboys in the same sentence makes the Dallas Cowboys better, whoever that was that that put that comment out there, because the Dallas Cowboys are still in the same division with Washington.
It was
They're still in the same division
Freebird.
with the. Okay, they're still in the same division with the Eagles. They're still in the same division with the Giants. That's not going to be a cakewalk. And you still got in the NFC, we still got the Lions. We still got the Bears. We still got Minnesota. And we still got the West with Seattle, with the Rams, with the 49ers. So if anybody thinks the Dallas Cowboys, look at all the teams I just named, you got to beat all of them. The NFC is going to be tough this year. Very, very, very tough. Yes.
Things are.
So if you think
definitely
Joe Milton, hold on a second. If you think Joe Milton just showing love to the improvement of Milton, Milton always been good. He just, never had a shot because of that injury.
Mm-hmm.
I think the kid was ready to play out of college. To be honest, JD, it's his business. But I'm telling you right now, Dak Prescott, look what Dak Prescott was doing last year. If Dak Prescott had had any help, the Cowboys could have made some noise. They had no defense. But everybody think you just need a good quarterback to be successful. What Dak Prescott proved last year, I can throw for 400 yards a game. If these bitch-made pussies are still giving up 35 points a game, what difference do it make? But anyway, let's go to our next topic.
Well, Steve, this is a very important topic that we have here, because I want to get your thoughts. I know we really don't get political, but this has changed from political to just awful. I mean, when it comes to Enes Cantor coming on, and he is making a buzz, Steve, because this man, this man blatantly goes to a WNBA game and interrupts the game and stirs up trouble. And I want to get your thoughts on the footage, because we have it right here, and I just want to see what your thoughts are. And let's pull it up.
And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W. That is Enes Cantor in the building today. And he has voiced how he's felt about the situation. Natasha Cloud voicing her opinion as well.
These women are just frustrated at this point, man. What are your
First of
thoughts,
all,
Steve?
why is Enos Cantor has became one of these right wing assholes. Now he's trying to be seen as some kind of political advocate as it pertains to transgender women playing professional sports, of which I don't think we have any evidence of that anywhere.
No,
Enos Cantor is,
Steve.
what's that?
This is, and I'm going to bring this up because we have it right here. He is stating he is not a transgender. We actually have footage because yesterday night he stated online on Fox News, might I add, this is what he had to say when just asked this question.
Trans woman.
Well, I want to make this very clear.
Are you a trans woman?
Listen, Section 13, right? Article 13, Section 1 says if you identify as a woman, then you're allowed to play.
So you are identifying as a woman tonight?
I identify as a woman. Sure, yes.
Okay.
So I can play.
But they're never going to let you play.
Why not? I mean, that's the rule. That's the rule that they put, and I'm just following the rules. If they ever come out and say, "Okay, we are changing the rules," I respect their decision. I will, follow the rules. But right now, if you identify as a woman, you're allowed to play, and I am identifying as a woman, and I am actually allowed to play.
That is, I'm sorry, Steve, but that's just bullshit.
Okay, Mr. Producer, I was getting to that. I didn't know you had footage of that, but I was going to get to that and what he said. At the end of the day, what I said before that still doesn't change the fact that he's just trying to be seen. He's just trying to be seen and be a grifter. This guy's from Turkey. Played 11 years in the league. And why are you using your platform as a former NBA person to discuss the rules and regulations of what the WNBA has on the books? Why would you do that other than you just trying to be seen, brother? Because Enos Cantor don't give, and most people out there that's got a problem with how their rules and regulations are on the book. You don't give a damn about the WNBA. So stop acting like you do. Enos Cantor played 11 years in the NBA and couldn't play basketball, couldn't play defense worth of crap. He was just a good player, and I give him credit for being a good player, being from Turkey and all. But at the end of the day, you played 11 years. You still young enough to play, and you're not playing. So what does that say about you, Enos Cantor? That means as big as you are, as tall as you are, and your lack of agility in basketball, that's why nobody wants you. So now you're trying to get on that far left side and become a grifter so you can put yourself out there in the world as a somebody. Enos Cantor, you will always be a nobody. Because see, they're gonna use your Turkish ass the same way they use black people. And when they don't want your ass around no more, you won't be nothing. They'll put you out there to do their agenda as to what kind of things they want to run on. And once they don't want to use your ass no more, Enos Cantor, not only are you going to be from Turkey, you will be a real turkey at the end of the day. Now, this man is what, in his early 30s? And you had a WNBA.
34 years old, Steve.
Yeah, you had a WNBA game messing with these women that's trying to get out and do their job. LeBron James, you hear all this stuff about LeBron James, a man that is 41 years old and that's almost 42. And you 34 and you nothing? You are nothing no more. You can't even get signed to be a backup. So it's not about the WNBA. It's about you. It's about you. Because you just let the whole world knows. Coming here from Turkey, you had a good run. But genetically, you're just inferior to the people that play in the NBA. You look at LeBron James' genetics, and you look at this punk's genetics. It's over for you, brother. That's why you got to become what you are, a grifter, and leave women alone. I'm declaring myself a woman. That is what the article say. Article this, right. And you go on Fox News, just like Stephen A. Smith. If that's where you go when you're trying to be a grifter for somebody to make you a somebody that don't really give a damn about your Turkish ass. Believe me, brother. At the end of the day, Enos Cantor, you're going to get what's coming to you, bro. But that's all I got to say about that pussy.
Well, Steve, I couldn't have said it better for myself. But let the people know, take the time to let the people know, because we always leave it on a good note. So let the people know what to expect within the next few weeks, Steve, of what we got going on.
Well.
Yes.
Well. I want to give some people advice. Stay out of trailer parks. Hey, I'm going to give that advice to everybody that's listening right now. Please stay out of trailer parks, y'all. I mean, I ain't trying to go back to that, but come on, man. Stay out of jack shacks. I ain't trying to tell rich people what to do with their money. I ain't do what you do, man.
That's why
I don't know what it's like.
Keep a mattress in the back of my Bronco, Steve.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, the world is evolving, man. The world is evolving, and we all are going to have to evolve with it, man. The world is changing, and we're all going to have to change with it. Don't let all of the obscure things out there that's all new now, and you're having trouble dealing with it. Don't let it change who you are. Please don't. Because see, that's what they want. The more you are prepared for the things that's unexpected, the more you will land on your feet. I was having that conversation with someone today. And I was having this conversation with my sister this afternoon. And our conversation was about the news and how people can get inundated with the news. Because have you noticed, the news talks about everything that keeps you afraid. I don't care if it's world news. I don't care if it's cable news. I don't care if it's local news. Keep people afraid, and you will keep them in a place where you can control them. The more you know about what's going on, you won't care about the WNBA that's got nothing to do with you. You won't care about things like that. You will actually get out and try to help uplift young ladies that's been training to do stuff all their lives. Let them do it. It's got nothing to do with you. I have a problem with people like that. At the end of the day, I have a problem. Real problem. And everything we talked about today, like Mr. Producer talked about, we don't like to get political. But every now and then, I will give my 2 cents. Every now and then, I give my 2 cents. But see, I'm a real one. I'm never going to steer you wrong because I know the real truth. I studied the real truth. They're not going to put me in that pickle. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys really enjoyed the show today. We talked about a lot of things, and we don't like to get real bleary on things. We like to have a good time. But for Mr. Producer, I am Stevie Ray. And if you do nothing else, you be one. Peace.
I work from 9 to 5. Hey, I gotta pay the price.